What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. Good news coming down from Geoff Goodman that the changes to Roadhog are nigh. We've caught wind recently that they were going to buff his defensive capabilities, and now we know specifically what they're looking at. Geoff says currently we have been testing Roadhog with 50% damage resistance while taking a breather, and allowing him to move at full speed while inhaling. Two changes combined certainly make him significantly more difficult to kill, while also allowing Roadhog players to be much more aggressive when trying to find a hook target. No kidding! We plan on throwing this up on the PTR ASAP along with other hero changes, so you guys can play with it as well. It's possible it's actually too strong right now, but we'll have time to iterate on it. Now, a lot to dig into on this change. What does this do to Roadhog? Why would he be better with this change? Well, damage resistance is an interesting thing. Orisa's Fortify, for instance, isn't great at taking damage, of course, because if you're at low health, the enemy probably can damage you through it, and even if you're at full health with Orisa, it only is going to functionally add a few hundred more HP. Now, imagine if Orisa's Fortify also healed her to full, and not to mention Roadhog can move at full speed while doing this. Orisa slows down when shooting, Roadhog doesn't. So that means you could even use Take a Breather as an offensive measure to face tank your way to get into hook range. You could run at somebody with Take a Breather and take functionally no damage from a single target because you have the 50% damage resistance, and you're likely to out-heal any damage they're going to do anyway. Just having the ability to move while taking a breather means that you likely will be able to out-heal a single DPS source while closing the distance on them, lurking after them like Jason Voorhees. But now, at this point, you're like functionally unkillable without incredible amounts of focus fire. Now, of course, 50% is an interesting number. That means it outweighs Zenyatta's Discord Orb, making even that not really good enough to kill him during the ability usage, which is kind of a good thing because right now Zen is highly preferred over Ana. Ana is, of course, as strong as she ever was, but the things that are sick in the meta right now just kind of either get countered by or synergize with Zenyatta a little bit better. And Zenyatta was one of the strongest answers to Roadhog. But since he's going to have these big gaps where he's functionally unkillable, and the damage resistance also sort of solves the ultimate battery problem, at least while he's using the ability, he's very likely going to be a ton more durable in fights. What characters is this specifically going to affect a lot? Well, what it won't affect, I don't think, is his duel against Reaper. Either way, if a Reaper's on you, he's got so much ammo that even while you're taking the breather, he's still going to do quite a bit of damage to you, and once it comes off, he's going to outdamage you anyway. Reaper still wins the duel hands down, it just slows down your inevitable death against Reaper. But against characters like Genji, Tracer, Doomfist, all of which he's supposed to be good against on paper, at least a 50-50 matchup, he's going to be a lot more flexible while brawling them. Of course, he's not all in on the one shot every time, at least, because you have the ability to set up to do a hook and even take a breather to run away, kind of like a Wraith form can do. As Reaper, you can set up in a fairly aggressive spot, like in a corner or something that can set yourself up for a really quick kill, and if it doesn't work out, you have Wraith form that's kind of a get out of jail free card, at least a short distance. Not as good as some other flanker characters, but at least a stable escape of a sort. Well, this gives Roadhog an escape. Although he's not immune to damage while taking a breather, he's functionally immune as far as I'm concerned, whereas D.Va, Reinhardt, even Winston's Jump have abilities that they can just pop into effect and basically be unkillable for the most part against a lot of different things. Roadhog now has that tank flexibility into his kit that's going to allow him to just brawl more fluidly. Because if he's starting to get pounced, he'll be able to peel back for himself. He has his own damage resistance, his own healing. He can get back into another position, and keep in mind, it's really important to get usage out of that Take a Breather, and I really want to highlight all the things that being able to move while using it does, even if you just use it for the armor bonus while you're trying to reposition, because remember your hook is on an 8-second cooldown, Take a Breather's on a 6. Before, you had to commit to taking a breather. We've all been that poor Roadhog who has no choice but to take a breather out in the open when they've committed to a position to try to land a hook or be relevant in the fight, and then you're stuck standing still like a doofus taking a breather in the middle of battle and just get wrecked anyway, especially if you get anti-nated, you're donezo. Whereas now, you can use Take a Breather almost just for its defensive capabilities, so that you go for that hook, 8-second cooldown, whatever it happens, you get a kill or you don't, and then as you retreat from that somewhat aggressive positioning, you could be taking a breather running while doing so, and before you know it, you're back ready to fight, and there's only a few seconds left on your hook again. The flow of the character has been increased. That's what I'm talking about. This happens a lot with characters in the game where the flow just isn't right and that has to be addressed. Symmetra was one of the biggest boons when she got buffed to be able to have a shield that she could project so that she always can be doing something and always having some play available to her. Well, Roadhog has that same effect now that he can use Take a Breather for multiple reasons, not just to heal, but also be more flexible while doing so. Really excited about these Roadhog changes, guys, and I think you should be too, because undoubtedly this makes him better. The only thing that's really going to hurt him is anti-nade, I think at least. Sombra Hack is probably going to be useful too, because of course, just like D.Va having defense matrix up, Roadhog isn't doing damage while taking a breather, and hacking through that will disable both the healing and the armor, whereas anti-nade only stops the healing effect. Only time will tell, really. At the very least, change has to happen when such a big buff comes into effect. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe because we upload each and every day. So you're gonna wanna hit the bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Link in the description to check out our Twitter and our Discord where you can find the Roadhog main of your dreams. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.